In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved.
Hello. Welcome to the show. You're watching the Deep End Untethered Live. I'm your host, Jake Johnson. I'm coming to you from the internet, right from my brain, right through all those wires and cables, through the Ethernet and out of your computer and right into your ear hole. It's kind of gross when you think about it, but that's what we're doing here. I'm enjoying a nice big old fat Cuban cigar because this is episode 300. That's right, folks. 300 episodes in the can, ready to go. I couldn't be happier. Hey, April, how are you? Welcome to episode 300. Smoking a celebratory stogie here. Nice big old fat Cuban cigar. This is the good stuff. This ain't the cheap stuff. Thank you for the compliment on Friday show. I thought it was pretty good too. Lovely. 300 shows, give or take. There's a few shows I didn't count or count properly, but for the most part, this episode, this show, 300 shows in the can. Yeah, baby. I love it when a plan comes together. Hey, Kev, how are you, buddy? Would you like to share a Cuban with me? I'm celebrating, of course, because 300 shows. Hard to ask for more. It's been lovely. Good group of people stuck with me through it all. You've been here for every one of them. Can't thank you enough. It's fantastic. That's amazing. You're welcome. Well, thank you. Here's to 300 more. We're getting there. I had Mexican today also. Taco salad, my favorite. What are you having? Eisenhower or Eisenhower? So you saw a presidential impersonator and an Elvis impersonator? Uh-huh. Hey, George Ward, how are you? Welcome to episode 300 of The Deep End. Oh, you're having enchiladas. That sounds delicious. This is a fantastic Cuban cigar. Delicious. Has a taste on it, like cognac or something. I'm not sure. It's good, whatever it is. Good. Send them on. We'll play them. As long as he's not singing any Elvis songs. I may have already seen him before. There's a guy that comes through here every now and then, going back and forth through the East Coast. Yeah, I may know him. I don't know. But he kissed you, huh? I bet. You realize that's an impersonator. That's not Elvis. You just let a total stranger, probably a perv, kiss you. And think about where else those lips have been. I'm just saying. Hello, George Ward. George Ward. We're going to get into some Bible study here in just a minute. Just kind of chit-chatting, waiting for everybody to roll in. Who's going to be in? If you haven't already, please press that subscribe button and hit the like button and the bell icon and, buttons of that nature. It was an innocent kiss, a little peck on the cheek. I hear you. Uh-huh. I bet that's what he says to all the girls. Oh, baby, I run out of scarves. Let me kiss you instead. We got a sports update from Kevin Cox. Tonight, the Bucks are playing the New Orleans Aints. Go Bucks! The Dolphins beat up the New York Jetsons. Go Bucks and Fins. Also, Elvis did not kiss me. I sense a little jealousy there. What if I wanted Elvis to kiss me too? Got your picture taken with him too? I'd like to see those. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one Elvis impersonator. And he lives in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas, baby. This time for a peanut butter and bacon sandwich, uh-huh. Got me all shook up. And it's a good cigar. I'm enjoying it. Thank you. You bought it. Not really, but you did. Actually, I think I might have bought it. Either way, it was bought. It's nice and juicy. Just April got a picture. I took it and she looked beautiful. Aw. And the Bucks game is playing in 30 minutes, but I'm going to stay here in the cast ready for Bible study. Huh. Thank you, April. April says I don't think I look beautiful. I think she needs a better compliment there, Kev. We got all the gifts for the grandchildren and some others. It is fun to shop for young men. Yep, I got to get some gifts for my daughter. I don't know what in the world to get for her because I haven't seen her in 3 years. Have no idea what she's into, so I'm going hoodie and skateboard, I think. I may do something else, though. I don't know. But my son's already taken care of. My boy is getting so big, he's taller than I am now. Hard to believe. He used to sleep right here on my chest. His whole body right here. And now he's taller than me. Oh, amazing. But I hope everybody's ready for Christmas. I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas. I hope Santa brings you everything you want. And I hope you all get laid. Other than that, it's going to be a Christmas for the ages. I'm going to watch the Bucks and listen to you. Well, at least half your mind is on the Bible. That's all that matters. It's not like what we're doing here is important or anything. Where's my Diego at tonight? My Caucasian Sasquatch. They got to be here somewhere. He was a little munchkin when I saw him last. We're getting old. Yes, we are. I just had a birthday recently, so I know all about the getting old. I'm doing it in real time. Are they Christmas shopping for you? No, they're not Christmas shopping for me. I'm probably not going to do Christmas this year. Probably going to skip the whole thing. The only reason to do Christmas is for youngins, and since I don't have youngins anymore, what's the point? Aw. It is beautiful. Beautiful sentiment. But I hope you guys put up your Christmas trees and have lots of lights and lots of fun and all that good stuff. What is it I'd like for Christmas? World peace and happiness. And a good podcast tonight. That'd be good. Jake the Grinch. I'm not being a Grinch. I'm just skipping Christmas. I'm not ruining Christmas for somebody else. I just don't have any reason to participate. A new pony. That's what I want for Christmas. We did. I just got the tree exactly the way I want it. Sweet. It was a pain in my butt. Well, they usually are. It ain't never fun to put the tree up, but it's always fun to look at it. And to see all them presents under it. I miss that. I do miss that. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a family again soon. Never know what the future holds. And if I don't, then I'll just be a crotchety old man that smokes cigars and preaches. I like it that way too, so whatever works. But if I seem depressed, just know that I'm not. I'm just missing my family. I'm not depressed, though. I'm quite happy. I couldn't ask for more. The Lord has blessed me so much. And He'll bless you too, by the way. It ain't just me. I'm not special. I'd like a new body to loom like I did 10 years ago. World peace and no drama. Well, you ain't gonna get a new body, honey. It's gonna get flabby and floppy. And that's just all there is to it. The good thing is you got a man that loves you and can remember when you look that good. So that's all that matters. See, I got to start all over. I got to trick somebody with this body. I don't get the old body to say, hey, look what I used to look like. I think I'm just going to remain a monk from here on out. I think that's the best move for me. To sing with Kenny Chesney before I die. Go swimming where a beautiful waterfall is. Well, you can drown in the beautiful waterfall because it'll push you down, and you're never going to sing with Kenny Chesney, so get that thought out of your head. Plus, Kenny Chesney's not a thing anymore. Pick a new guy. But I'll sing Kenny Chesney for you one day. I'll do that. That's as close as you're going to come to that dream. About like me and Garth Brooks. Ain't ever going to happen. Not in a million years. Alrighty then. Way to kill my dreams, Jake. Just being real, baby. Just being real. You do have a famous guy in your family you can sing with, though. You can do that. I know, in our dreams only. Yep. That's the way it is. That's the way she be. But it's good to have dreams, even if you know they're not going to come true. Because without dreams, what's the point? Dreaming's what made this world possible. If it wasn't for dreamers, we wouldn't have anything. We wouldn't have this technology I'm using right now. We wouldn't have new cars. We wouldn't have movies or TV or books. We'd be really boring people if we didn't dream. So dreaming's good. Even if you know reality's different. But also, on the same token, if you take away the fanfare and the pageantry, Kenny Chesney and Garth Brooks are just people just like you and I. The only thing that makes them different is their privilege and the life they've been afforded by the fans, the very people who pay to see them. Without that, they're just people. Oh, honey, you did not have to do that. I appreciate it. I didn't expect that at all. But my address is on record. I will email it to you. I'm surprised you don't have it already. Alrighty, well, it's about 8:20, so it's time to get started. I guess the people that are here are here. I don't know where my other people are, but I guess they'll come along sooner or later. Let's go down here and get started. If you got your Bibles handy, crack them open to Ezra, chapter 10, verse 3. That's where we're going to start today. Ezra, chapter 10, verse 3. And let me open the door real quick before we get started. It's getting kind of warm in here. Be right back. And I'm back. They'll be around soon, I'm sure. Hopefully. Did George Ward leave? Are you still here, George? You pop in and you pop out and you don't even stay for the lesson? Where'd you go, George? No, George. Hang on, let me look and see what's going on here. He might still be here. It says there's 3. Yes, it does. Now, therefore, let us make a covenant with our God and put away all the wives and such as are born of them, according to the counsel of my Lord, and of those that tremble at the commandment of our God, and let it be done according to the law. What is this saying? It's saying to protect the wives and the children for the coming problems ahead and have it done in accordance with the commandment of God, according to that law delivered by Moses. Arise, for this matter belongeth unto thee. This is your problem as much as it is ours. So join in. We also will be with thee. Be of good courage and do it. Then arose Ezra and made the chief priests, the Levites, and all Israel to swear that they should do according to this word. And they swear. So they all agreed. They were all in agreement to do what it is they were planning on doing. Then rose Ezra up from before the house of God and went into the chamber of Johanan, the son of Eliashib. And when he came thither, he did eat no bread nor drink water, for he mourned because of the transgression of them that had been carried away. Those people that were worshiping false gods and following along after the heathens. Hey, Diego, there you are. And they made proclamation throughout Judah and Jerusalem unto all the children of the captivity, that they should gather themselves together unto Jerusalem, and that whosoever would not come within 3 days, according to the counsel of the princes and the elders, all his substance should be forfeited, and himself separated from the congregation of those that had been carried away. So in other words, they set this thing in motion and they called everybody. And they gave everybody 3 days to get there. And if they didn't show up, they were out. Then all the men of Judah and Benjamin gathered themselves together unto Jerusalem within 3 days. It was the 9th month, on the 20th day of the month, and all the people sat in the street of the house of God, trembling because of this matter, and for the great rain. And Ezra the priest stood up and said unto them, Ye have transgressed, and have taken strange wives, to increase the trespass of Israel. What does it mean to have a strange wife? It means a wife that is not of the 12 tribes of Judah. The 12 tribes of Israel. That means that they took foreign wives. Why is that a bad thing? Because the 12 tribes believe in God Almighty. They worship God alone. The heathens, the other people that are not of the 12 tribes, worship false gods. And if you marry into that, it's only a matter of time before your spouse will drag you into their beliefs. One way or another, they will taint what's going on in your mind. Because that's the nature of being with someone. You share everything, and eventually your lives intermingle. That's why God didn't want you to do that. That's why it's not okay to have a strange wife or husband, for that matter. Now, therefore, make confession unto the Lord God of your fathers, and do his pleasure, and separate yourselves from the people of the land and from the strange wives. Get rid of those women. Then all the congregation answered and said with a loud voice, as thou hast said, so must we do. But the people are many, and it is a time of much rain, and we are not able to stand without. Neither is this a work of one day or two. For we are many that have transgressed in this thing. There are many people who have done this bad thing. It's going to take more than a day or two to solve this problem. So, better get to it. Just don't expect it to happen fast. Now, let now our rulers of all the congregation stand, and let all them which have taken strange wives in our cities come at appointed times. Let's set up appointments. And with them the elders of every city and the judges thereof, until the fierce wrath of our God for this matter be turned from us. Let's set up appointments and deal with it one person at a time until God is no longer angry at us for doing this wicked thing. Only Jonathan, the son of Ashiel, and Jahaziah, the son of Tikvah, were employed about this matter. And Meshullam and Shabbathiah, the Levite, helped them. So there were only 3 people working on this situation. And the children of the captivity did so. And Ezra the priest with certain chief of the fathers, after the house of their fathers, and all of them by their names, were separated and set down in the first day of the 10th month to examine the matter. And they made an end with all the men that had taken strange wives by the first day of the first month. And among the sons of the priests there were found that had taken strange wives, namely the son of Jeshua and the son of Jozadak, which is the peace of our father, in another word, and his brethren, Meshiah and Eleazar, and Jarib and Gedaliah. And they gave their hands that they would put away their wives, and being guilty, they offered a ram of the flock of their trespass, for their trespass. And of the sons of Immer, Anani and Zebediah. And of the sons of Haram, Meshiah and Elijah and Shemaiah. Strange wives, that means wives from a foreign land. I said that a minute ago. There are 12 tribes of Israel, each brother of Abraham, each son of Abraham, 12 sons, each one has a tribe, and they are permitted to marry within the tribes only. Marrying outside of the tribes will introduce them to false gods, to strange ideas, to the ideas of the heathens, which will intermingle in their families and taint their religion. And that is something God did not want to happen. So you're not allowed to marry outside of your group, according to these papers. That's why you should never marry a Muslim man, for that matter, because he will screw up the way you think about your God. And just by being a partner, that very nature of being together will cause your lives to intermingle. And sooner or later, some of his traditions will rub off on you. And sooner or later, it will pull you away from your God. That's why it's not permitted to do. There you go. And of the sons of Pashur, Elonai, Mashiach, Ishmael, Nathaniel, Jozabad, and Elisha. Also of the Levites, Jozabad and Shimi, and Kaliah, the same as Kalida. Both of those names are the same name, Kaliah and Kalida. Pethahiah, Judah, and Eliezer. And of the singers also Eliashib. And of the porters Shallum, and Telem, and Uri. Moreover, of Israel, of the sons of Parosh, Remiah, Jeziah, and Malchiah, and Maimon, and Eleazar, and Malchijah, and Benaiah. And of the sons of Elam, Mattaniah, Zechariah, and Jehiel, and Abdi, and Jeremoth, and Eliah. And of the sons of Zatu, Eloni, Eliashib, Mattaniah, and Jeremoth, and Zabad, and Aziza. And of the sons of Bebai, Jehohanan, Hananiah, Zabai, and Athaliah. And of the sons of Bani, Meshullam, Maluch, and Adiah, Jeshub, and Sheel, and Ramoth. Not race, religion. Stick with your own group, your tribe. Has nothing to do with race. Although it may do with race if you're in a group full of only your race. But if your tribe has multiple races, then it's okay to intermingle with them as long as they're within your tribe. Don't mix with people that believe differently than you do about who God is. And of the sons of Pahathamoab, Adnah, and Shelal, and Benaiah, and Mashiach, and Mattaniah, and Bezaleel, and Benui, and Manasseh. And of the sons of Harim, Eleazar, Ishijah, Malchiah, Shemaiah, Shimeon, Benjamin, Maluch, and Shemariah. Of the sons of Hashum, Mattathiah, Zabad, Eliphalet, Jeremiah, Manasseh, and Shimi. Of the sons of Benai, Madai, Amram, and Ul, Benaiah, Bediah, Chelu, Veniah, Meremoth, Eliashib, Mattaniah, Jesu, and Benai, and Benanui, and Shimi, and Shelemiah, and Nathan, and Adiah, Mechnadebai, Shashai, Sherai, Azriel, Shelemiah, Sheremiah, Shallum, Amariah, and Joseph. And of the sons of Nebo, Jael, Mattathiah, Zabad, Zabina, Jedau, and Joel, and Benaiah. Thank you, Hun, for explaining it so much as you always do. Thank you. You're welcome. And all these had taken strange wives, and some of them had wives by whom they had children. So not only did they bring their wives into it, they brought children into this problem as well. And now we reach the book of Nehemiah, that great book of Nehemiah, as we will learn so much about more impossibly pronounceable names. the words of Nehemiah, the son of Hakaliah. And it came to pass in the month of Chislew, in the 20th year, as I was in Shushan, the palace, that Hanani, one of my brethren, came, he and certain men of Judah, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped, which were left of the captivity, and concerning Jerusalem. And they said unto me, the remnant that are left of the captivity, there in the province, are in great affliction and reproach. The wall of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. And it came to pass, when I heard these words, that I sat down and wept, and mourned for certain days, and fasted and prayed before the God of heaven, and said, I beseech thee, O Lord God of heaven, the great and terrible God. That word terrible means the same as our word awesome. Doesn't mean what we call terrible today. It means awesome in those days. So, the great and awesome God that keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love him and observe his commandments, let thine ear now be attentive, and thine eyes opened, that thou mayest hear the prayer of thy servant, which I pray before thee now, day and night, for the children of Israel thy servants, and confess the sins of the children of Israel, which we have sinned against thee. Both I and my father's house have sinned. We have dealt very corruptly against thee, and have not kept the commandments, nor the statutes, nor the judgments which thou commanded thy servant Moses. Remember, I beseech thee, the word that thou commandest thy servant Moses, saying, if ye transgress, I will scatter you abroad among the nations. But if you turn unto me, I will keep my commandments, and do them, though there were of you cast out unto the uttermost part of heaven, yet will I gather them from thence, and will bring them unto the place that I have chosen to set my name there. That's Jerusalem. If you will turn back to me and do my commandments and follow my rules, I will gather you back together from all the places I've scattered you and bring you back to Jerusalem. If you follow my commandments and my statutes and my judgments. If you don't, you stay scattered. Now, these are the servants and thy people, whom thou hast redeemed by thy great power, and by thy strong hand. O Lord, I beseech thee, let now thine ear be attentive to the prayer of thy servant, and to the prayer of thy servants, who desire to fear thy name and prosper. I pray thee, thy servant, this day, and grant him mercy in the sight of this man, for I was the king's cupbearer. I'm somebody of stature. I was a bigwig in the military or in the king's house, but I come to you as a humble servant, and I pray. So hear my prayer. And it came to pass in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes, the king, or King Xerxes, that wine was before him. And I took up the wine, and gave it unto the king. Now I had not been beforetime sad in his presence. Wherefore the king said unto me, why is thy countenance sad, seeing thou art not sick? This is nothing else but sorrow of heart. Then I was very sore afraid, and I said unto the king, let the king live forever. Why should not my countenance be sad, when the city, the place of my fathers' sepulchres, lieth waste? Why shouldn't I be sad when the place I grew up, the place where my fathers are buried, is burned to the ground? That's enough to make anybody sad, and the gates thereof are consumed with fire. Then the king said unto me, for what dost thou make request? What do you want from me? So I prayed to the God of heaven, Instead of asking the king, I asked God in heaven. And I said unto the king, if it please the king, and if thy servant have found favor in thy sight, that thou wouldest send me unto Judah, unto the city of my father's sepulchres, that I may rebuild it. And the king said unto me, the queen also sitting beside him, for how long shall thy journey be? How long will you be gone, and when wilt thou return? So it pleased the king to send me, and I set him a time. It'll take me so and so long time. I'll be gone 3 months, whatever he said. And moreover, I said unto the king, if it please the king, let letters be given me to the governors beyond the river, that they may convey me over till I come into Judah. In other words, they'll take care of me because they know the king sent me. So they won't kill me and they'll put me up. And a letter unto Asaph, the keeper of the king's forest, that he may give me timber to make beams for the gates of the palace, which appertained to the house, and for the wall of the city, and for the house that I shall enter into. And the king granted me according to the good hand of my God upon me. So what he asked of the king gave him, because God blessed him in this manner. Then I came to the governors beyond the river, and gave them the king's letter. Now the king had sent captains of the army and horsemen with me. When Sanballat the Horonite, and Tobiah the servant, the Amorite, heard of it, it grieved them exceedingly that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel. So I came to Jerusalem, and was there 3 days. And I arose in the night, and I and some few men with me. Neither told I any man what my God had put in my heart to do at Jerusalem, neither was there any beast with me, save the beast that I rode upon. So he's there for a second reason, not just to rebuild the place. And I went out by night by the gate of the valley, even before the dragon well, and to the dung port, and viewed the walls of Jerusalem, which are broken down, and the gates thereof were consumed with fire. Then I went on to the gate of the fountain, and to the king's pool, but there was no place for the beast that was under me to pass. He couldn't get over with his horse. Then I went up in the night by the brook, and viewed the wall, and turned back, and entered by the gate of the valley, and so returned. And the rulers knew not whither I went, or what I did, neither had I as yet told it to the Jews, nor to the priests, nor to the nobles, nor to the rulers, nor to the rest that did the work. He went out all by himself. Didn't tell anybody where he was going or what he was doing. And then I said unto them, ye see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lieth waste, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. Come, let us build up the wall of Jerusalem, that we be no more a reproach. There's no other weakness, so that we can fortify the city. Then I told them of the hand of my God, which was good upon me, as also the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And they said, let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands for this good work. But when Sanballat the Horonite, and Tobiah the servant, the Amorite, and Geshem the Arabian heard it, they laughed us to scorn, and despised us, and said, what is this thing that ye do? Will ye rebel against the king? Then answered I them, and said unto them, the God of heaven, he will prosper us. Therefore we his servants will arise and build, but ye have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem. You ain't got no business being here. You ain't got no business talking about it. Mind your own business. We're going to do what we're going to do. Then Eliashib, the high priest, rose with his brethren, the priests, and they builded the sheep gate. They sanctified it, and set up the doors of it, even unto the tower of Me. They sanctified it, unto the tower of Hananiel. And next unto him builded the men of Jericho, and next to them builded Zakur, the son of Imri. Hey, Caucasian, good to see you, buddy. But the fish gate did the sons of Hassanab build. Hassanab, who also laid the beams thereof, and set up the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof. And next unto them repaired Meremoth, the son of Urijah, the son of Koz. And next unto them repaired Meshullam, the son of Berechiah, the son of Meshezabeel, that's the one, Meshezabeel. And next unto them repaired Zadok, the son of Bana. Zadok means peace, by the way. Hey, Cheese Bear, good to see you, sweetheart. Glad you could make it. Welcome to episode 300 of the Untethered Live podcast. Exciting stuff. Drama. And next unto the Tekoites. Next unto them the Tekoites repaired. But their nobles put not their necks to the work of their Lord. They didn't hardly do anything. They were lazing around and barely getting it done. They didn't get into it. Moreover, the old gate repaired Jehoiada, the son of Paseah, and Meshullam, the son of Besadiah. They laid the beams thereof, and set up the doors thereof, and the locks thereof, and the bars thereof. And next to them repaired Melatiah, the Gibeonite, and Jadon, the Meronothite. He was a Meron. The men of Gibeon and Mizpah unto the throne of the governor on this side of the river. Next unto him repaired Uzziel, the son of Harhaiah, of the goldsmiths. Next unto him also repaired Hananiah, the son of the one of the apothecaries. Apparently apothecaries have children now. The son of someone who owned one of the apothecaries. And they fortified Jerusalem unto the broad wall. The broad wall, would that be that big wall that we call the Western Wall? The one that some people think is a corner wall of the Temple of Solomon, but is not. It's the wall of Jerusalem. That would be the wall. The broad wall. And next unto them repaired Rephaiah, the son of Hur, the ruler of the half part of Jerusalem. Hur. Remember that movie Ben-Hur? That's the Hur they're talking about. Ben-Hur means the son of Hur. So he had a son named Rephaiah, but he also had a son named something, Hur. Ben-Hur means son of Hur. No, his name wasn't Ben. Ben means son of. That makes sense. Okay. And next unto them repaired Jediah, the son of Haramophs, even over against the house. And next unto him repaired Hattush, the son of Hashabaniah, and Malchijah, the son of Haram, and Hashub, the son of Pahathamoab, repaired the other place. the other piece, and the tower of the furnaces. So I guess that one tower kept all the other places warm. And next unto him repaired Shallum, the son of Halohesh, the ruler of the other half part of Jerusalem. So Rephaiah ruled one half, and Halohesh ruled the other half. He and his daughters ruled the other half. The valley gate repaired Hanun, and the inhabitants of Zanoah. They built it, and set up the doors thereof, and the locks thereof, and the bars thereof, and 1,000 cubits on the wall unto the dung gate. But the dung gate repaired Malchiah, the son of Rechab, the ruler of part of Beth Hakerem. He built it, and set up the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof. But the gate of the fountain repaired Shallun, the son of Colhose. He was Mexican. Colhose. The ruler of part of Mizpah. Why are these places half ruled by somebody? Isn't that weird? He built it and covered it, and set up the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof, and the wall of the pool of Shiloh by the king's garden. That place, Shiloh, we can still find to this very day. It's still there and still functional. It still has a place where there's a pool. And unto the stairs that go down from the city of David. You know where that's at? That's what we call Zion. And those stairs are where Jesus was standing when he said, not one stone will be on top of another stone when I get through with this place. He was talking about the temple and the body, of course, but the people there thought he was talking about the temple of God, Solomon's temple, which was in Zion, inside of the city limits of Jerusalem. Now, after him, Nehemiah, the sons of Azbuk, the ruler of half part of Bethzer, unto the place over against the sepulchres of David, and to the pool that was made, and unto the house of the mighty. After him repaired the Levites, Rehum the son of Bani. Next unto him repaired Hashabiah, the ruler of the half part of Keilah, in his part. After him repaired their brethren, Bavai, the son of Henadad, the ruler of the other half part of Keilah. And next to him repaired Ezra, the son of Jeshua, the ruler of Mizpah, another piece over against the going up to the armory at the turning of the wall. And after him Baruch, the son of Zebiah, earnestly repaired the other piece, from the turning of the wall unto the door of the house of Eliashib, the high priest. Now you can kind of visualize how this is working. They're going all the way around the city, block by block, repairing the wall as it goes around. And it goes around 4 times. And each corner has a tower and a pool and a gate. So that's how they're doing it. They're going around Jerusalem, repairing the whole thing. Each family has their little section to build on. That's pretty smart when you think about it. Instead of one guy taking on the whole job, he exported out jobs to each individual family so that the jobs would not only be easier, cost less, and take not so long to do, but it would be done by a group effort, so everybody would feel part of the process. Everybody had ownership in the wall. After him repaired Meremoth, the sons of Uriah, the son of Koz, another piece from the door of the house of Eliashib, even unto the end of the house of Eliashib. Apparently his house was pretty big. And after him repaired the priests, the men of the plains. After him repaired Benjamin and Hashub over against their house. And after him repaired Azariah, the son of Mashiach, the son of Ananiah, by his house. And after him repaired Benui, the son of Henadad, another piece, from the house of Azariah unto the turning of the wall. That's the other corner, unto the corner. See? Sounds like communism. Nope, not quite. More like shared labor force. This is what happens when you don't have a lot of money, but you got a big job that needs to be done. You get everybody involved to do it. And they all defend it because they all take ownership in it. It's not communism because they're a big family to start with. Those 12 tribes are all related. So they're all family. Palal, the son of Uzziah, over against the turning of the wall, the tower which lieth out from the king's high house, that was by the court of the prison. And after him, Pedaiah, the son of Parosh. Moreover, the Nethinims dwelt in Ophel, unto the place over against the water gate towards the east, and the tower that lieth out. After them the Tekoites repaired another piece over against the great tower that lieth out, even unto the wall of Ophel. From above the horse gate repaired the priests, every one over against his house. After them repaired Zadok, which means peace, the son of Immer, over against his house. After him repaired Shemaiah, of the son of Shechaniah, the keeper of the east gate. Hey, 420, there he is. Welcome to episode 300 of the Untethered Live podcast. Exciting. After him repaired Hananiah, the son of Shelemiah, and Hanun, the sixth son of Zalaph, another piece. After them repaired Meshullam, the son of Berechiah, over against his chamber. Thanks for all the prayers. I'm getting better. Congratulations and God bless you. After him repaired Malchiah, the goldsmith's son, unto the place of the Nethinims and of the merchants over against the gate Mifkad, and to the going up of the corner. So now we've reached the outside, and we're repairing the places around the outer edges of the wall and on into the little suburbs that are outside of the wall and the towers that are on the outside of the wall. And between the going up of the corner unto the sheep gate repaired the goldsmiths and the merchants. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. How dare they build that wall? We want immigration in Israel. We want open borders. You can't have a wall. You can't make Jerusalem great again, says Shalabat, or Sanballat, whatever his name is. Don't make Jerusalem great again. Let's just let them all come in. That way we can all get all the Democratic voters we want. But no. Ezra's going to build that wall. Build that wall. They were chanting in the streets of Israel. Build that wall. Send Hillary to jail. Lock her up. And he spake before his brethren and the army of Samaria and said, what do these feeble Jews, what are they doing? Will they fortify themselves? Yeah. I feel a short coming. Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of rubbish which are burned? Now Tobiah the Ammonite was by him, and he said, Even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down their stone wall. He's saying, even if they spend all this time fixing that wall up, I know somebody can tear it down. They're plotting against the people who are toiling away, working to build up their fortifications. Doesn't sound like good people to me. Hear, O our God, for we are despised, and turn their reproach upon their own head, and give them for a prey in the land of captivity, and cover not their iniquity. Let not their sin be blotted out from before thee, for they have provoked thee to anger before the builders. So build we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto half thereof, for the people had a mind to work. They had their head down and their noses to the grindstone. They were in the mood for making this wall. But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Amorites and the Ashdodites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up, that the breaches began to be stopped, then they were very wroth, and conspired all of them together to come and to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. Now, why would they do a thing like that? Well, because it turns out there's big money in war, and as long as those fortifications are down and people are barreling in, they can make lots of money. But when Jerusalem fortifies their walls and makes it where nobody can come in anymore, they stop making money. So they, in effect, drained the swamp. And the swamp is pissed. So then they get their leader, Mitch McConnell, who claims to be on the other guy's side, to come in and sweet talk them while they plan on tearing the wall down. Because that's how governments work. There's nothing new under the sun. This has been happening for thousands of years. We're just doing it again right now, you see. It's the same thing. Walls keep bad guys out. That's why they don't like it. How do you know who the bad guys are? Look who bitches about the wall. Those are the bad guys. Guarantee it. Nevertheless, we made our prayer unto our God, and we set a watch against them day and night because of them. And Judah said, The strength of the bearers of burdens is decayed, and there is much rubbish, so that we are not able to build the wall. And our adversaries said, They shall not know, neither see, till we come in the midst among them, and slay them, and cause the work to cease. And it came to pass, that when the Jews which dwelt by them came, they said unto us 10 times, From all places whence ye shall return unto us, they will be upon you. Therefore set I in the lower places behind the wall, and on the higher places. I even set the people after their families, with their swords, their spears, and their bows. And I looked and rose up, and said unto the nobles, and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, Be not ye afraid of them. Remember, the Lord, which is great and terrible, or awesome, and fight for your brethren, your sons and your daughters, your wives and your houses. Fight! Let's clean out all this much rubbish. And it came to pass, when our enemies heard that it was known unto us, and God had brought their counsel to naught, or together, or to the point, the pinnacle, that we returned all of us to the wall, every one unto his work. And it came to pass, that from time to forth that the half of my servants wrought in the work, and the other half of them held both the spears, the shields, and the bows, and the harbergans. That's like we looked it up one time. It's a type of sword. And the rulers were behind all the houses of Judah. Now, so what they're saying is they divided their workforce in half. Half the force worked and the other half protected. That's how they got the wall built. And they which builded on the wall, and they that bear burdens with those that ladded, and every one with one of his hands wrought in the work, and with the other hand held a weapon. So they were working with one hand and defending with the other. And history repeats. That's right, 420. And it continuously does. There's nothing new under the sun, says Jesus. All things are as they always have been. For the builders, every one had his sword girded by his side, and so builded. And he that sounded the trumpet was by me, Ezra, who's writing this. And I said unto the nobles, and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, the work is great and large, and we are separate upon the wall, one far from another. In what place, therefore, ye heard the sound of the trumpet? Resort ye thither unto us. Our God shall fight for us. So wherever you heard that trumpet, go there, and God will fight for you. So we labored in the work, and half of them held the spears from the rising of the morning till the stars appeared. Likewise, at the same time said I unto the people, let every one with his servant lodge within Jerusalem, stay here tonight, that in the night they may be a guard to us, and labor on the day. So neither I, nor my brethren, nor my servants, nor the men of the guard which followed me, none of us put off our clothes, saving that every one put them off for washing. So they washed their clothes, but they kept them on at night, is what he's saying. They stayed dressed in case they had to get up and start a battle. They stayed ready. And there was a great cry of the people and of their wives against their brethren the Jews. For there were that said, we, our sons and our daughters, are many. Therefore we take up corn for them, that we may eat and live. Some also that said, we have mortgaged our lands, vineyards, and houses, that we may buy corn, because of the dearth, because of the calamity that's happening. There were also that said, we have borrowed money for the night's tribute, and that upon our lands and vineyards. In other words, they borrowed money against their own property so they could pay the night's tribute. Yet now our flesh is as the flesh of our brethren, our children as their children, and lo, we bring into bondage our sons and our daughters to be servants. And some of our daughters are brought into the bondage already, meaning their wives, or they've been, pilfered. That's what the kids are calling it, right? Neither is it in our power to redeem them, for other men have our lands and vineyards. In other words, we're not strong anymore because we borrowed against all that we have. We owe everything, but we don't have anything. And yet we've been made to be like everybody else. There's nothing special no matter what we do. And I was very angry when I heard their cry and these words. Of course you were. They're complaining and you're trying to build their city up to protect them. Then I consulted with myself, and I rebuked the nobles and the rulers, and said unto them, ye exact usury, every one of his brother. And I set a great assembly against them. Usury is when you borrow money for an interest. You're not supposed to do that. That's against the Bible. You're supposed to pay cash for something you want. If you want to purchase something, you buy it cash. You don't enter into usury and then have somebody rip you off for 20% while you're paying for it on time. That's not good practice. That's why we're in such debt now. And I said unto them, we, after our ability, have redeemed our brethren the Jews, which were sold into the heathen. And will ye even sell your brethren? Or shall they be sold unto us? Then held they their peace, and found nothing to answer. He was dressing them down, telling them exactly what was going on, and they had nothing to respond. Also I said, it is not good that ye do. Ought ye not to walk in the fear of our God because of the reproach of the heathen and our enemies? I likewise, and my brethren and my servants might exact of them money and corn. I pray you, let us leave off this usury. I will take what's owed me, but I won't charge you interest. Let us pray that we leave off this usury. Let's not do the whole interest thing. I'll pay what it's worth, and you give me the product. It's that simple. Restore, I pray you, to them even this day their lands, their vineyards, their olive yards, and their houses, also the 100th part of the money, and the corn, and the wine, and the oil that ye exact of them. Not only give them back their property, give them back the interest you charged them too. Then said they, we will restore them, and will require nothing of them. So will we do as thou sayest. Then I called the priests, and took an oath of them that they should do according to this promise. Now we're getting somewhere. They let them off the hook. The kings and rulers let all the peasants off the hook. Now they own their property again. Now they don't owe anybody their life. Now they can get to work and build this wall and get it done. Also, I shook my lap. I don't know how you do that. And said, how do you shake a lap? So God shake out every man from his house and from his labor that performeth not this promise. Even thus be he shaken out and emptied. And all the congregation said, Amen, and praised the Lord. And the people did according to this promise. They kept their word. Huh? Moreover, from the time that I was appointed to be their governor in the land of Judah, from the 20th year even unto the 32nd year of Artaxerxes or Xerxes the king, that is 12 years, I and my brethren have not eaten the bread of the governor. For 12 years we've been living poorly, hadn't eaten any of the fat. But the former governors that had been before me were chargeable unto the people, and had taken of them bread and wine, beside 40 shekels of silver. Yea, even their servants bare rule over the people. But so did not I, because of the fear of God. Yea, also I continued in the work of this wall, neither bought we any land, and all my servants were gathered thither unto the work. So he committed his whole household to finishing this wall. They didn't spend any extra money. They didn't go out and party. They didn't buy any land. They didn't buy that shiny new car. They focused on the work. For 12 years they worked. Moreover, there were at my table 150 of the Jews and rulers, besides those that came unto us from among the heathen that are about us. Now that which was prepared for me daily was 1 ox and 6 choice sheep. Also fowls were prepared for me, and once in 10 days store of all sorts of wine. Yet for all this required not I the bread of the governor, because the bondage was heavy upon this people. Think upon me, my God, for good, according to all that I have done for this people. Now, it came to pass when Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem the Arabian and the rest of our enemies heard that I had builded the wall, and that there was no breach left therein, though at the time I had not set up the doors upon the gate, that Sanballat and Geshem sent unto me, saying, Come, let us meet together in some one of the villages in the plain of Ono. But they thought to do me mischief. You think? They're trying to draw you out of the wall that you just built so they can kill you, of course. It's a trap. Where's General Akbar when you need him? And I sent messengers unto them, saying, I am doing a great work, so that I cannot come down. Why should the work cease, whilst I leave it, and come down to you? Yet they sent unto me 4 times after this sort, and I answered them after the same manner. Every time they ask, Nope, I'm working, sorry, can't do it. Why don't you come up here? No, don't want to get caught inside the city walls? Oh, I get it. Stay outside then. Then Sanballat, his servant, unto me in like manner the 5th time, with an open letter in his hand, wherein was written, It is reported among the heathen that Gashmu saith it, that thou and the Jews think to rebel, for which cause thou buildest the wall, that thou mayest be their king, according to these words. This is an accusation, of course. This is their equivalent to Russia Gate. Russia, Russia, Russia. Ezra's working for Putin. And thou hast also appointed prophets to preach of thee at Jerusalem, saying, There is a king in Judah, and now shall it be reported to the king according to these words. Come now, therefore, and let us take counsel together. We're going to spread this all over the place that you're working with Putin if you don't come out and talk to me right now. Then I sent unto him, saying, There are no such things done as thou sayest, but thou feignest them out of thine own heart. They did just like this. Nope. Sorry. You're wrong. Fake news. That's what they said. Fake news. So they went on Rachel Maddow and spread this all over the place. For they all made us afraid, saying, Their hands shall be weakened from the work, that it be not done. Now therefore, O God, strengthen my hands. Afterwards I came unto the house of Shemaiah, the son of Deliah, the son of Mehetabeel, who was shut up. And he said, Let us meet together in the house of God, within the temple, and let us shut the doors of the temple, for they will come and slay thee. Yea, in the night will they come to slay thee. And I said, Should such a man as I flee? And who is there that, being as I am, would go into the temple to save his life? I will not go in. Tough guy, are you? I'm not going to run to Mar-a-Lago. I'm going to stay right here in the White House and take every arrow they throw in my direction, and it's going to roll off my back like water off a duck's back, and I'll just simply say, Fake news. It's China. And lo, I perceived that God had not sent him, but that he pronounced this prophecy against me. For Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. They're trying to lure him to kill him inside the temple, by the way. Therefore, he was Therefore was he hired, that I should be afraid and do so and sin, and that they might have matter for an evil report. They were trying to trick him into doing something bad so that they could talk bad about what he did, that they might reproach me. Do you see what's happening here? Can you see the parallels? This is the Mueller report. They're going to FBI everybody he knows and try to get somebody to say something bad about this guy so that they can go talk bad about this guy. They're making people afraid, trying to make him afraid so that he'll screw up and do something wrong so they can then hold that against him. It's amazing. This is Donald Trump right here. And it's in the Bible. My God. Think thou upon Tobiah and Sanballat according to these their works, and on their prophetess Noadiah, and the rest of the prophets that would have put me in fear. God, pay attention to these people. See what they're doing? Hold that against them, just like you hold me against what I do wrong. So the wall got finished. Well, at least it got finished in some stories. In the 25th day of the month Elul, in the 52 days, took 52 days to finish that wall. And it came to pass that when all our enemies heard thereof, and all the heathen that were about us saw these things, they were much cast down in their own eyes, for they perceived that this work was wrought of our God. Well, yes, it was, in a way. And you should be upset. You're the ones that destroyed this place. You're the ones that drove the economy crazy and put the debt ceiling through the roof and caused all the problems in the public school systems and caused inflation to go nuts. You're the one that caused it, so you should absolutely be afraid when the economy is doing well again. When somebody is in charge that looks like they know what they're doing. When they've fortified the place and started rebuilding the military. That's when you should be scared, because they're coming for you, not because they're after you, but because you've done wrong, and it'll eventually get ferreted out. You'll eventually get caught for what you've done. Moreover, in these days the nobles of Judah sent many letters unto Tobiah, and the letters of Tobiah came unto them. Even after it was done, they spent many, many months talking about it everywhere you look. That's all you could hear about. Even after it was over, even after Biden is in office, they're still talking about Trump on CNN day and night. Same thing's going on here. For these were many in Judah sworn unto him, because he was the son-in-law of Shechaniah, the son of Ara, and his son Johanan had taken the daughter of Meshullam, the son of Berechiah. Also they reported his good deeds before me, and uttered my words to him. And Tobiah sent letters to put me in fear. Still, they've even told him it's all done, it's over with, nobody's doing anything anymore, and Tobiah is still sending letters to try and scare the guy. Still trying to subpoena him and get his tax records and all that good stuff. Still. Now it came to pass when the wall was built, and I had set up the doors, and the porters and the singers and the Levites were appointed, that I gave my brother Hananiah, and Hananiah, the ruler of the palace, charge over Jerusalem, for he was a faithful man, and feared God above many. And I said unto them, let not the gates of Jerusalem be opened until the sun be hot. And while they stand by, let them shut the doors. Keep the doors closed. Don't open them until you can clearly see, until the sun be up in the air. And then when people come in, close the doors behind them and bar those doors, because make my words known, we will be attacked. And appoint watches of the inhabitants of Jerusalem, everyone in his watch, and everyone to be over against his house. Now the city was large and great, but the people were few therein, and the houses were not builded. And my God put into mine heart to gather together the nobles and the rulers and the people, that they might be reckoned by genealogy. In other words, that they might realize they're all related. And I found a register of the genealogy of them, which came up at the first, and found written therein, these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity, of those that had been carried away, whom Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon had carried away, and came into Jerusalem and to Judah, every one unto his city, whom came with Zerubbabel, Yeshua, Nehemiah, and Azariah, Ramiah, Nahamani, Mordecai, Bilshan, Mizpereth, Bigvi, Nehum, Bana. The number, I say, of the men of the people of Israel was this: the children of Perosh, 2,172. The children of Shephatiah, 372. The children of Era, 652. The children of Pahathmoab, of the children of Jeshua and Job, 2,818. The children of Elam, 1,254. The children of Zatu, 845. The children of Zekiah, the children of Zechariah, 703 score. The children of Benui, 648. The children of Babai, 628. The children of Asgad, 2,322. The children of Adonikam, 603 score and 7. The children of Bigvi, 2,003 score and 7. The children of Aden, 655. The children of Atir and Hezekiah, 98. The children of Hashum, 328. The children of Bazai, 324. The children of Hariph, 112. The children of Gibeon, 95. The men of Bethlehem and Netophah, 104 score and 8. The men of Anathoth, 128. The men of Bethesmaven, 42. The men of Kirjath Jearim, Kephariah, and Beeroth, 743. The men of Ramah and Gaba, 621. The men of Michmas, 122. The men of Bethel and Ai, 123. The men of the other Nebo, 52. The children of the other Elam, 1,254. The children of Harim, 320. The children of Jericho, 345. The children of Lod, Hadid, and Ono, 721. The children of Sinah, 3,930. The priests, the children of Jediah, of the house of Jeshu, 973. The children of Immer, 1,052. The children of Pashur, 1,247. The children of Harim, 1,017. The Levites, the children of Jeshua and Kadmiel, And of the children of Hodaviah, 70 and 4. The singers, the children of Asaph, 148. The porters, the children of Shallum, the children of Ater, and the children of Talmon, the children of Akub, the children of Hatita, and the children of Shobiah, 138. The Nethinims, the children of Zihah, the children of Hashupha, the children of Tabbaoth, the children of Keros, the children of Sia, the children of Paddan, the children of Labana, the children of Hagabah, the children of Shalmai, the children of Hanan, the children of Gedil, the children of Geher, the children of Rea, the children of Rezin, the children of Nekoda, the children of Gazam, the children of Uzzah, the children of Pashia, the children of Besai, the children of Munim, the children of Nephishim, the children of Bakbuk, the children of Hakpuha, the children of Harher, the children of Baslith, the children of Mahida, the children of Harsha, the children of Barkos, the children of Sisera, they're Italian, the children of Tama, the children of Neziah, the children of Hatipha, the children of Solomon's servants, the children of Sotai, the children of Sophereth, the children of Perida, the children of Jala, the children of Darkon, the children of Gidil, the children of Shephatiah, the children of Hatil, the children of Porchereth, the children of Zebaim, the children of Ammon, and the Nethinims, and the children of Solomon's servants were 3,092. And these were they which went up also to Telmelah, Telharisha, Cherod, Adon, Immer, but they could not show their father's house, nor their seed, whether they were of Israel. These people had no idea where they came from, so they did not fit in the census that was being read at the time, so they were denied entrance, as it were. The children of Deliah, the children of Tobiah, the children of Nekoda, 642. And of the priests, the children of Habiah, the children of Koaz, the children of Barzillai, which took one of the daughters of Barzillai, the Gileadite, to wife, and was called after their name. See, even back then, feminism had a role. These sought their register among those that were reckoned by genealogy, but it was not found. None of those people were considered to be part of the 12 tribes of Israel because they didn't fit on the registry. They weren't there. They were not found. So, in effect, they became heathen. Therefore, were they, as polluted, put from the priesthood. They were not allowed to be in the priesthood anymore. As if they were polluted. Polluted by what, you might ask? Heathenism, that's what. As you should, 420, as you should. I take it seriously also, that's why we're doing this. And the Tirshatha said unto them, that they should not eat of the most holy things, till there stood up a priest with Urim and Thummim. What is a Urim and Thummim? A Urim and Thummim is a box with a rock in it. The rock has a white side and a black side. You take the box, you put it in a rock, you shake the box, then you reach in and pull out the rock, and whatever side is facing up, say white means yes and black means no. That's how you talk to God. I don't know if that works or not, but that's how they thought it worked. So they had a Urim and Thummim in those days, and they used it. The whole congregation together was 42,303, besides their manservants and their maidservants, of whom there were 7,337. And they had 245 singing men and singing women. Their horses, 736. Their mules, 245. Their camels, 435. 6,720 asses. That's a lot of ass, people. You want to talk about hauling ass? These people know how to do it. And some of the chief of the fathers gave unto the work. The Tirshatha gave to the treasure 1,000 drachma of gold, 50 basins, 530 priests' garments. And some of the chief of the fathers gave to the treasure of the work 20,000 drams of gold, 2,200 pounds of silver. And that which the rest of the people gave was 20,000 drams of gold, 2,000 pounds of silver, and 77 priests' garments. April does not have a link 420. So the priests and the Levites and the porters and the singers and some of the people and the Nethinims and all Israel dwelt in their cities. And when the 7th month came, the children of Israel were in their cities, right where they were supposed to be. And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street that was before the water gate. And they spake unto Ezra, the scribe, to bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Lord had commanded to Israel. And Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation, both of men and women, and all that could hear with understanding. That's to hear with your ears opened, ladies and gentlemen. Upon the first day of the 7th month. And he read therein before the street that was before the water gate from the morning until midday. It took all morning till noon. He read before the men and the women. And those that could understand, and the ears of all the people were attentive unto the book of the law. Who are those that can understand? People that have their eyes open and their ears open, with eyes to see and ears to hear. That's the only way you can understand the word of God. And Ezra the scribe stood upon a pulpit of wood. He was the first preacher. Not really, but I'm just saying. He's the first guy that had a pulpit, which they had made for the purpose. And beside him stood Mattithiah, and Shema, and Ananiah, and Urijah, and Hilkiah, and Meshiah on his right hand, and on his left hand Pedaiah, and Mishael, and Micaiah, and Hashum, and Hashbaddanah, and Zechariah, and Meshullam. So he had a full court. And Ezra opened the book in sight of all the people, for he was above all the people. His pulpit raised him up above everyone's head. And when he opened it, all the people stood up, and you could hear a pin drop. And Ezra blessed the Lord, the great God, and all the people answered and said, Amen, Amen. And with lifting up their hands, they bowed their heads and worshipped the Lord with their faces to the ground. Also Yeshua, Bani, Sherebiah, Jamin, Akub, Shebethai, Hodijah, Mashiach, Kelita, Azariah, Jozabad, Hanan, Peliah, and the Levites caused the people to understand the law, and the people stood in their place, hands raised, heads bowed. So they read in the book of the law of God distinctly, and gave the sense, and caused them to understand the reading. How they read book, chapter, verse, explanation, understanding. That's how it works. That's the only way it works. and Nehemiah, which is the Tirshatha, and Ezra the priest, and the scribe, and the Levites that taught the people, said unto all the people, This day is holy unto the Lord your God. Mourn not nor weep. For all the people wept when they heard the words of the law. Don't cry. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel bad. Don't mourn. This is God's day. Be happy. Celebrate your Father. Rejoice and worship God. That's all you have to do. Then he said unto them, Go your way, eat the fat, and drink the sweet. Send portions unto them of whom nothing is prepared. For this day is holy unto our Lord. Neither be ye sorry, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. I'll read that again for those of you that are not paying attention. The joy of the Lord is your strength. So the Levites stilled all the people, saying, Hold your peace, for this day is holy. Neither be ye grieved. And all the people went their way to eat and drink, and to send portions, and to make great mirth, because they had understood the words that were declared unto them. And on the second day were gathered together the chief of the fathers of all the people, the priests and the Levites, unto Ezra the scribe, even to understand the words of the law. And they found written in the law, which the Lord had commanded by Moses, that the children of Israel should dwell in booths in the feast of the 7th month, and that they should publish and proclaim in all their cities and in Jerusalem, saying, Go forth unto the mount, and fetch olive branches, pine branches, and myrtle branches, and palm branches, and branches of thick trees, to make booths, as it is written. What kind of booths? Kind of like a flea market. You can picture how a flea market is set up? That's how they're supposed to set up, in the form of a cross, east, west, north, and south. All 12 tribes represented. And their booths, each booth should have a flag, and that flag should represent that tribe. That's all mentioned back in the first 5 books. So the people went forth and brought them, and made themselves booths, every one upon the roof of his house, and in their courts, and in their courts of the house of God, and in the street of the water gate, and in the street of the gate of Ephraim. Ephraim, 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 somewhere in the middle. And all the congregation of them that were come again out of the captivity, made booths, and sat under the booths, for since the days of Yeshua, the son of Nun, unto the day that had not the children of Israel done so. And there was a very great gladness that they had finally made it back to the way they're supposed to be. Also, day by day, from the first day unto the last day, he read in the book of the law of God. And they kept the feast 7 days. And on the 8th day was a solemn assembly according unto the manner. In the 24th day of this month, the children of Israel were assembled with fasting, and with sackcloths and earth upon them. That's a day of mourning. 7 days of joy, 1 day of mourning. And the seed of Israel separated themselves from the strangers, from all the strangers, and stood and confessed their sins and the iniquities of their fathers, and thus went back to the way they were supposed to be originally. Some they are somewhat removed from because of all the sin that proceeded after that time. But once they were let out of captivity, and once Nebuchadnezzar sent them all back home, they went through the census and found out who everybody was, and assembled themselves into tribes once more, rebuilt booths, and then joined in hanging out in those booths, and then kept their feasts they were happy once again because they had come back to what they were originally set up to be. This will happen again in the future, by the way. It started in 1948 when Israel became a nation again. And one more time at the end of this generation, it'll happen again. Be watching for it. It's right around the corner. And they stood up in their place and read in the book of the law of the Lord their God 1/4 part of the day. And another 4th part they confessed and worshiped the Lord their God. Could also be said 8 hours for sleep, 8 hours for work, and 8 hours for the service of God. That's another way to put it, you Masons. Then stood up upon the stairs of the Levites, Jeshua and Benai, Kadmiel, Shebaniah, Bunni, Sherebiah, Bani, and Chenani, and cried with a loud voice unto the Lord their God. Then the Levites, Jeshua and Kadmiel, Bani, Benaiah, Sherebiah, Hodijah, Shebaniah, Pethahiah, said, Stand up and bless the Lord your God forever and ever, and blessed be thy glorious name, which is exalted above all blessings and praise. Thou, even thou, art Lord alone. Thou hast made heaven and heaven of heavens, with all their hosts, the earth and all things that are therein, the seas and all that is therein. And thou preservest them all, and the host of heaven worship thee. Thou art the Lord, the God, who didst choose Abraham, or Abram in those days, and broughtest him forth out of Ur of the Chaldees, and gavest him the name Abraham, and foundest in his heart faithful before thee, and madest a covenant with him to give the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Jebusites. That's where they came from. And the Gershagites, to give it, I say, to his seed. And hast performed thy words, for thou art righteous, and didst see the affliction of our fathers in Egypt, and heardest their cry by the Red Sea, and showest signs and wonders upon Pharaoh, and on all his servants, and on all the people of his land. For thou knowest that they dealt proudly against them. So didst thou get thee a name, as it is this day. And thou didst divide the sea before them, so that they went through the midst of the sea on dry land. And their persecutors thou threwest into the deeps, as a stone into the mighty waters. Moreover, thou leadest them into the day by a cloud pillar, and into the night by a pillar of fire, to give them light in the way wherein they would go. Thou camest down also upon Mount Sinai, and spakest with them from heaven. I can't hardly see. And gavest them right judgments, and true laws, and good statutes and commandments, and madest known unto them thy holy Sabbath, and commandest their precepts, statutes, and laws by the hand of Moses thy servant, and gavest them bread from heaven for their hunger. That's that manna from heaven. And broughtest forth water for them out of the rock for their thirst, and promised them that they should go in to possess the land which thou hast sworn to give them. Not just live there, but to possess it, to make it theirs. But they and our fathers dealt proudly. That's not a good thing, by the way. And hardened their necks, and hearkened not unto thy commandments, and refused to obey, neither were mindful of thy wonders that thou didst among them, but hardened their necks, and in their rebellion appointed a captain to return to their bondage. But thou art a God ready to pardon, gracious and merciful, slow to anger and great kindness, and forsook them not. Yea, when they had made them a molten calf and said, This is thy God, that brought thee up out of Egypt, and had wrought great provocations, yet thou in thy manifold mercies forsookest them not in the wilderness. The pillar of the cloud departed not from them by day to lead them in the way, neither the pillar of fire by night to show them light in the way wherein they should go. Thou gavest also thy good spirit to instruct them, and withheldest not thy manna from their mouths, and gavest them water for their thirst, even after they were worshiping false gods right in front of you. You still took care of them. Yea, 40 years did thou sustain them in the wilderness, so that they lacked nothing. Their clothes waxed not old, their feet swelled not, their shoes never wore out. For 40 years they walked in perfect clothing. Their feet never got tired. Imagine that. I walked for 10 minutes and I'm ready to fall over. These people walked for 40 years. Moreover, thou gavest them kingdoms and nations, and didst divide them into corners. So they possessed the land of Sihon, and the land of the kings of Heshbon, and the land of Og, king of Bashan. Their children also multipliedst thou as the stars of heaven, and broughtest them into the land, concerning which thou hast promised to their fathers, that they should go in to possess it. So the children went in and possessed the land, and thou subduedest before them the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, and gavest them into their hands with their kings and the people of the land, that they might do with them as they would. And they took strong cities and a fat land, and possessed houses full of all goods, wells digged, vineyards, and olive yards, and fruit trees. In abundance, so they did eat, and were filled, and became fat, and delighted themselves in thy great goodness. Nevertheless, they were disobedient, and rebelled against thee, and cast thy law behind their backs, and slew thy prophets, which testified against them, to turn them to thee. And they wrought great provocations. Therefore thou deliveredst them into the hand of our enemies, or their enemies, who vexed them, and in the same time, in the time of their troubles, when they cried unto thee, thou heardest them from heaven, and according to thy manifold mercies, thou gavest them saviors, who saved them out of the hand of their enemies. But after they had rest, they did evil again before thee. Therefore leftest thou them in the land of their enemies, so that they had the domination over them. Yet when they returned and cried unto thee, thou heardest them from heaven, and many times didst thou deliver them according to thy mercies, and testified against them, that thou might bring them again unto thy law. Yet they dealt proudly, and hearkened not unto thy commandments, but sinned against thy judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. And withdrew the shoulder, and hardened their necks, and would not hear you. Yet many years did thou forbear them, testified against them by the Spirit in the prophets, yet would they not give ear. Therefore gavest them thou into the hand of the people of the land. Nevertheless, for thy great mercy's sake, thou didst not utterly consume them, nor forsake them, for thou art a gracious and merciful God. Now therefore, our God, the great, the mighty, and the terrible God, who keepest covenant and mercy, let not all the trouble seem little before thee, that hath come upon us, on our kings, on our princes, and on our priests, and on our prophets, and on our fathers, and on all thy people, since the time of the kings of Assyria unto this day. Howbeit thou art just in all that is brought upon us. For thou hast done right, but we have done wicked. Neither have our kings, our princes, our priests, nor our fathers kept thy law, nor hearkened unto thy commandments and testimonies, within thou didst testify against them. For they have not served thee in their kingdoms, and in thy great goodness that thou gavest them, and in the large and fat land which thou gavest before them, neither turned they from their wicked works. Behold, we are servants this day, and for the land that thou gavest unto our fathers to eat the fruit thereof, and the good thereof, behold, we are servants in it, and it yielded much increase unto the kings whom thou hast set over us because of our sins. Also they have dominion over our bodies and over our cattle at their pleasure, and we are in great distress. And because of all this, we make a sure covenant and write it, and our princes, Levites, and priests seal unto it. Now, those that sealed were Nehemiah, Tirshatha, the Tirshatha, that's like a group of them, the son of Hakaliah, Zidkijah, Sariah, Araziah, Jeremiah, Pashur, Amariah, Malchijah, Hattush, Shebaniah, Melech, Haram, Meremoth, Obadiah, Daniel, Ginnathan, Baruch, Meshulam, Abijah, Mijamin, Messiah, Bilgai, Shemaiah. These were the priests. And the Levites, both Yeshua, the son of Azaniah, Benui, the son of Henadad, Cadmiel, and their brethren, Shebaniah, Hodijah, Kelita, Peliah, Hanan, Micah, Rehob, Hashabiah, Zakur, Sherebiah, Shebaniah, Hodijah, Bani, and Beninu, the chief of the people, Perosh, Pahathmoab, Elam, Zethu, Bani, Buni, Asgad, Bebai, Adonijah, Bigvai, Adin. Will we be judged if we forget some names? No. We don't even have to be able to pronounce the names. These are just for the people who are reading this and wanting to know who these people are. It's not necessary for you to know this. What's necessary for you to know is what I read a minute ago with all the people, how God kept saving them and they kept turning against God, and he kept saving them and they kept turning against him, and these people are now on their knees begging God for his salvation. That's what you need to remember. Don't matter about these names. Doesn't matter if I get them right. Ananoth, Nebai, Magpish, Meshalem, Hezir, Meshabil, Zadok, Jabuah, Pelatiah, Hanan, Aniah, Hosea, Hanani, Hashub, Helohesh, Pelaha, Shobek, Rehum, Ashbana, Mashiach, and Ahijah, Hanan, Anan, Maluk, Haram, and Banak. And the rest of the people, the priests, the Levites, the porters, the singers, the Nethinims, and all they had separated themselves from the people of the lands unto the law of God, their wives, their sons, and their daughters, everyone having knowledge and having understanding. They clave to their brethren, their nobles, and they entered into a curse and into an oath to walk in God's law, which was given by Moses, the servant of God, and to observe and do all the commandments of the Lord our God, and his judgments and his statutes, and that we would not give our daughters unto the people of the land, not take their daughters for our sons. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath day or on the holy day, and that we would leave the 7th year and the exaction of every debt. So every 7 years they would put away debts. So every 7 years you get your property back, or every 7 years you don't owe them any money anymore. If you hadn't paid it back by 7 years, you're not going to. That's the way it should be. That's the way it's done. That ain't the way they're doing it now. And then every 50 years is the year of Jubilee, where all properties are returned to those who own it. And that, my friends, is where we're going to stop for today. That's quite a lot to learn in one day. I hope you enjoyed that read. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it enlightened your heart and filled your spirit with joy and told you unfathomably that today is episode 300 and we should celebrate, because we've been here a while. And in celebrating, won't you please take a moment and hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you'll get notifications when I'm going to be here. Smash that like button, hit it hard, hit it like it owes you money. Share this video with somebody you love. Better yet, share it with somebody you don't love. Bring them into the family, make them part of the fold, be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform with me, drink my Kool-Aid, drink your own Kool-Aid. As long as you're thinking, that's what I want. Critical thought coming from that brain of yours. And if you love the Word of God and you love what I'm trying to build here and you'd like to be part of something special, or if you feel led to send your offerings, tithes, or love offerings, or if you just want to buy me a cup of coffee and pat me on the back and say I'm doing a good job, won't you please take a moment and go to paypal.me/JakeJohnsonBand. Every little bit helps. It's a win-win. It's a blessing for me. It's a blessing for you too, by the way. God notices these things, and I am grateful for your support. And with that, I will take your questions and comments as we round out this video for tonight. How was it? Did you learn anything? Do you feel heavier? I am so proud of you, Jake. I love you. Thank you. I'm proud of me too, and I'm proud of you. Kevin's phone is charging. He's listening, though he wanted to let you know. Jake, really enjoyed the read. Thank you. Now's the time, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to shout them out. I really enjoyed today. Thank you so much. You are certainly welcome, sir. It's my pleasure. My pleasure, my honor, and slightly my curse. But I'm happy to be it. It's me. I took the job willingly. I aim to please. I only ask that you aim to please. Get it, brother? Got it, brother. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate your support and your patronage. 300 shows is a blessing. You're truly blessed, and God sees what you're doing for us all. I hope so. I really do. I'm giving it everything I got, and I'm only doing it because he told me to, so apparently he sees it. He's the one that led me to doing it. And, you know, I kind of enjoy it. But thank you. I'm trying. I hope it reaches somebody. Thanks again, love. You are welcome. Anything you question about tonight's read, or anything that stuck out to you, or anything you don't quite understand? Anything I can help you with? Might I enlighten you? I'm going to have a ding-dong and go to sleep. That's what I'm going to do. Or a Twinkie. That's what I'm going to do. I got to get up early and go to work in the morning. In the morning. I love in the morning to go to work. Work in the field all day. I say you explain it all so well. You know I'm going to ask. Ask away. Thank you, April. I pray for you too. Lakeisha Flory, you're out of here. Banhammer. Hang on, Kev. I'm getting there. My moderator seems to not be on the job, so I have to do it. Sports update, Kevin Cox. Many teams have had to forfeit bowl games because of so many players having the Rona COVID. Now NFL teams are having major COVID problems. COVID is back and in full force. I am not the slightest bit scared. I ain't even worried a little. Ding dongs. What? Well, Kevin, got it charged. Yay. Thank you. Love, absolutely. Yep. Jake, you going to be in my prayers tonight. Hope you always stay blessed. Thank you, sir. And you're in mine as well. Thank you very much. Adorable. I know I am. I can't help it. Yep. Every time we start getting rid of the COVID, they gotta hark it back up again and make it scary and come out with a new variant. Be scary. Don't get used to it. Be scared. Listen, not only have I never put on a mask or put a shot in my arm, I'm doing quite well. And I haven't changed any, I repeat, any of my habits. Long read, but great one. Thank you, Diego. I'm glad you enjoyed it, sir. Trying to make up for the short one I did last week. Much love and light. Hugs and prayers are with you, 420. Mua. I guess that's the sound of a kiss. Mwah. Or it could be the sound of evil laughter. Moo-hoo-ha-ha-ha. Moo-hoo-ha-ha-ha. Or it could be the sound of somebody trying to get that little piece of gristle out from between their teeth. Mwah. Mwah. Could be that. Diego, my friend, I love you true too, says April. Thank you, April. And kisses. That's what it sounded like. Stop kissing all over the place. You're getting saliva everywhere. Worse than an old puppy dog. You explained it well, bro. Thank you, sir. Any questions? Going once, going twice. It's too late. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I thoroughly enjoyed your company and your questions and your comments and all your conversation, and I enjoyed especially reading those god-awfully hard to explain words or pronounce words. I enjoy it. My tongue enjoys the workout. Join me tomorrow night where we'll finish up this book and learn some more. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And Sasquatch, wherever you are, I love you true too. He's somewhere. He's probably in the background hiding, or sleeping, or bathing, or, Sasquatching. Anyway, take a moment and be kind to somebody tomorrow and see how it changes your life. Watch it. Guarantee it. I said so. Remember that. Be nice and watch it change your life. Favor can change your life, and the way you gain favor is by being kind to people, and that'll work for you, I promise. With that, I bid you God's blessings, much love, and adieu. Thanks for watching.